What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and I think we might have a little bit of an issue coming forwards. But without further ado, let's get into this video, and not really bring a downer to the season, but Bandai might be bringing a downer. So without further ado, let's get into it. By the GTS distributions. So this lets us see what's coming in the future, what's predictable. They kind of leave a little bit of notes. We have alternative beginnings booster, but what I don't notice on this is going to really shock you, boys and girls, is that there is no sign of our dear friend Rising Winds. If you guys don't know what Rising Wind is, it is classified the reprint set for Digimon TCG, introducing at least 36 new cards. Why am I a little bit nervous about this? Well, if you guys take into account that the last time we didn't get a certain product, it ended up becoming a box topper later down the road. And with 36 brand new cards, well, I'm going to be honest, 33 so far. I have yet to see 36. Well, 3 were reprinted alternate arts that were classified new cards, but with just a change in scenery, basically. Still the same card at the end of the day. Well, that is really causing some issues this way, because right now, if you take a look, alternate beginnings is set to release 6/23/2023. Okay, at least that's the EX booster. Kind of expected. You know, it's supposed to have support for Gallantmon, Sukuyamon, and Mega Gargomon decks from EX02. Good that they're giving them some sort of support. Doesn't all functionality, right? But we'll have to get into that. But it also includes Digimon linked to the popular Royal Knights theme. This is to kind of just branch stuff into, you know, BT-13, which is fine. Very understandable. What I don't like is if we take a look here, that if I click on this in a minute, we at least get to see the versus Royal Knights. We get Gallantmon, Magnamon, and Omnimon itself, which is all grand and fine. That gives us a release date of July 21st, 2023, which means pre-release will be the week before, which is going to be what? The 14th would be? The 14th? July 14th would be pre-release weekend. So that's not terrible, but the problem I see here is that they completely skipped the reboot booster Rising Wind completely so far. The gap between that and EX4 is really tight, because June 23rd going all the way to, you know, the Royal Knight booster, which is July 21st, I mean, is only a little less than 30-day gap, which is going to cause a little bit of issue to sneak in a revival booster in between. They could release the revival booster afterwards, because they probably weren't planning on Bandai announcing a revival booster right away, which that can be understandable if they release it that way. The only issue I have is if they pulled the same stunt that they did in BT9 or something like that, or BT10. I think it was BT10. BT10 had the starter decks at the top, which normally wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for the fact that they made all the cards across the board extremely hard to get, and that's no fun there. Which, let's be honest, I don't want things hard to get, nor does any other player want anything hard to get. And let's go over to Cross Wars. Yeah, we had the promos, 2 English exclusive alternative arts, which was really awesome to see for that. So, and then our box toppers will come in with I don't remember. Where is it? I know that every box topper came with it. If I'm missing something here, I might have. Is it BT9 that did it? It might have been BT9. BT9? Then I'm sorry if I've been confusing it with BT10. BT9, BT9. Coral. No, where's the... Was BT9 or BT10? Anyway, let's not dwell on this. There was a pack that gave out the Gamamon, and then one of the starter deck 11's key reprinted cards. The issue I have with this is that with 36 new cards, that's going to cause some major differences and some major issues. So why do we want to talk about a little bit here about BT13? So next, they gave us actually full description for Versus Royal Knight Booster. First off, the set focuses on 13 different Royal Knights, some of most unique, beloved Digimon. Fan favorites like Omnimon, Gallantmon, Magnamon, Alphamon, all Force Vidramon are all here. Okay, one overly represented All Force now. Overrepresented Gallantmon is getting a little ridiculous in my opinion. I don't see why we need more support for a deck that's already doing fine. They've already completed the X series for All Force. They completed Gallantmon to extreme. There's not much else you can give this deck without almost bringing it to Black War Greymon X broken levels. So that is going to be really questionable what they're going to do there. I get that they want to have vast variety. That's fine. But we'll have to see what Omnimon does. If they're going to give another Metal Garurumon and Agumon line that just does the Alter S shenanigans, that's going to be quite interesting in my opinion. But we'll have to see as that reveals get later pushed. Plus, this set features a Digimon card debut of Yggdrasil. King Drazel. Let's go with that. Or Yggdrasil. So, the computer that manages the digital world. Powerful effect that synergizes with the Royal Knights and can be used to dominate the game. All cards are sure to delight Digimon fans. We're probably getting a feature in this game that's going to be very unique to King Drazel, or aka Yggdrasil, and that might be if you can put all Royal Knights in that deck, and if you get all 13 Royal Knights out by whatever means, it'll probably be a win the game mechanic. It's going to be very clunky at first, but eventually it'll wear itself out, and you'll probably see it. I'm nervous if that is the case, because if you can just splash all 13 Royal Knights with King Drazel and you win the game, that might cause a little bit of players' distaste, because unique win the game mechanics do happen in card games a lot. You know, there's always going to be one some way capacity. There's always alternative win cons that isn't like milling your opponent out for them to not be able to draw on their starter turn or dealing them lethal by push. There's always going to be some alternative win con card games that get these eventually. But I'm worried how they implement it and how likely they're going to make it broken is what makes me a little bit nervous. So we should keep that in the back of our mind here, including 13 special art card design for the Royal Knights. I like that these Royal Knight cards, 13 of them, are going to be completely unique, and it's really cool to see that the Royal Knights are getting support and love the way they should do. So this set contains 20 different alternate cards, 13 featuring Royal Knights with special design. Unlike standard alternate arts, this hugely popular character will make unique additions to anyone's collection. So this allows very unique playouts. I mean, for collector purposes wise, especially if you are a Lord Nightmon fan or you're an Examon fan, stuff like that's going to really entice you and get you what you want. So I think that's not a terrible idea. Plus 4 cards with low pull rates. Royal Knight cards with powerful effects for a festive set. This set includes a unprecedented 4 different rare cards with low pull rates. Why are we doing Yu-Gi-Oh's pull rates in this game? Especially if these rare cards are... I hope they're just, like, secret rares, not... stuff like that. I really don't want these to be mandatory cards that you're going to need, and they're like only 1 copy possibly per box. Like, if it's a rare, please don't make this hard or make it fundamentally needed for every deck. Like, make it fun, chaseable card, but just don't make it overly playable. I think that's fine, but when you get into those short prints in card games, it kind of gets a little ridiculous in my opinion. These cards will also feature special alternate art designs. Not only are these cards rare, but powerful, they will be highly desirable by all players. So I'm going to think, so if we have 13 Royal Knights, okay, hear me out. That means 13 Royal Knights are alternate art out of the 20. 2 of which will be secrets, so that brings us up to 15 cards in total. 4 will probably be related to the also fun burst modes that are from Savers. So that'll be another drawing point, which I'm probably going to be saying these 4 different rare cards will be low pull rates. Might be the burst modes, just because if they're special alternative designs, it might be the alternate arts for them as well. And I don't mind having your burst modes be that low pull rate, but this is going to get really tricky with a lot of players because now they're trying something new that could backfire a little bit, especially after they did all X cards will now be foily rares and stuff like that. Your rares, commons, and uncommons will be foiled. That could push a lot of players off the axis there, and I'm not too fond of that. Box hoppers feature an advanced look at a new mechanic to be introduced in the next set. The regular box hopper contains an alternate design tamer card, so we know all the tamers will be across the board this time. This time, however, it's a double box topper. The box topper will be a preview of the new mechanics for Starter Deck 15 and 16 scheduled for release in summer 2023. This will be a huge draw for users looking for a new gameplay and experience and drive excitement for the next booster set. I'm excited for that. I like new mechanics, especially if it's going to introduce a few new cards. That's fine. And Starter Deck 15 and 16 will be unique. Hopefully it's what I hope for 15 and 16. Don't get me wrong. Give me my Dianamon and Apollomon. Give me those 2 as a starter deck, because that would be fantastic instead of all the same things over and over and over. Give us the Olympus 12 by now. But that's just me. I'm being a little judgy here because, don't get me wrong, the Royal Knights is cool. Olympus 12, they missed in BT-12, but they had to do their Hunter set. I get it, but Royal Knights 13, give us the Olympus 12 next. Just saying, I want that. But here's the breakdown. We get 44 commons, uncommons 30, rares 26, super rares 10, secrets at 2, 112 cards. It also includes alternate and or design cards from the above top types. So I think this is going to be very interesting to see what they do in the long game. What do you guys think BT-13 is going to hold for us? Will this be a little more skeptic for a lot of players? I think so, but I'm not going to hold it back too much here. I think there's promises here, but without the reprint set, might hurt a little bit because I don't want to see them do the same thing what they did with Starter Deck 11 and put it as a box topper, and then you get maybe the cards. I feel like that was a bad design play. And if they repeat cycles like this, this could bring a little bit of distaste in players' believability in a card game. And it's just, it gets really messy when you start hurting the player base in ways like that. But that's just me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and peace!